I used to be skeptical about inspirational stories, where people claimed that by simply changing a few small habits, they could transform their entire lives. I believed that self-help books were just a collection of empty promises, offering a fragile ray of hope that perhaps we could also grasp our futures, creating a meaningful and happy life. However, over the past 7 days, I have undergone a profound journey of discovery and realized that life is essentially a series of decisive moments, choices, and most importantly, daily habits. While we may not be able to foresee or control every event and outcome, actively creating and nurturing positive habits helps us open the door to happiness, a meaningful life, and abundant joy. Through exploration and practice, I have discovered that small daily adjustments not only are simple, but also bring about remarkable changes. In 1 week, when I decided to adopt a Stoic lifestyle by striving to improve myself by just 1% each day, I truly began to see positive transformations in my life. After maintaining this for a week, my life has significantly improved. The gradual changes have culminated in a major transformation. I have begun to feel that I am living a better life, a life I have always dreamed of. If you are like me in the past, seeking a method to refresh your life, let me guide you through 7 habits that changed my life in 1 week. Be determined to watch until the end of the video to see how they can change your life. And this is also a small challenge for you to start changing yourself. Number 1. Overcome negative emotions. Before starting the first habit, I have a question to ask you. What has happened that makes you always switch on self-protective mode whenever you encounter negative situations? Typically, when negative emotions arise, we tend to try to ignore, suppress, and hope they disappear as soon as possible. However, this action amplifies thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations. So, instead of avoidance, try to identify and name your emotions. Allow emotions to surface and acknowledge the body's reactions. Allow yourself to rest for a few minutes, breathe, and accept that you are experiencing negative emotions. This helps to reduce tension over time. Once the emotional and physical reactions have subsided, you should start to explore the triggering factors by asking yourself some questions such as, have I experienced similar moments before? What do these feelings evoke in me? What thoughts accompany these emotions? Have I had these thoughts at other times? Allow yourself to confront memories. In many cases, you will realize that you have been hurt by a certain situation in the past. In the present moment, acknowledging and facing the past is an important part of the healing and personal development process. We cannot ignore events that have occurred in the past. We must face them to move forward in life. Firstly, to begin the healing process, we need to acknowledge our feelings and thoughts about the past. This may involve recognizing and accepting the pain, hurt, or negative emotions we have experienced. Even simply saying to ourselves, "Yes, I have experienced this and felt that way," can be an important step in starting the healing process. Secondly, after recognizing and accepting, we can expand this process by delving deeper into understanding our boundaries. Boundaries are not just about setting limits for ourselves, but also about understanding our values, beliefs, and personal desires. This process may require deep self-questioning about ourselves and how we want to be treated. Thirdly, once we have recognized personal boundaries, and gained a better understanding of our past, we can use this information to develop self-care and healing skills. This may include learning how to manage emotions, building healthy relationships, or even engaging in creative activities such as writing or painting. Lastly, it's important to remember that the healing process is not a solitary journey. Seek support from friends, family, or mental health professionals if needed. Sharing your feelings and experiences can provide comfort and help you understand that you are not alone in facing everything. In summary, recognizing, accepting, and healing from the past is an essential part of growth and progress in life. Take the time to explore and care for yourself, and remember that you are not alone on this journey. Change will not happen quickly, but it's entirely achievable as long as you're determined to improve. I've documented my efforts in a journal, and after a while, looking back, I realized what I had done and achieved, and this is also the advice I want to give to you. Overcoming negative emotions is the beginning of the healing and self-improvement process. Number 2, pay attention to your impressions. In the journey of self-improvement, I stumbled upon a secret with transformative power: the art of subtle self-awareness and reflection on our impressions. This discovery, rooted deeply in Stoic philosophy, is not merely a mental exercise, but a genuine way of life. Day after day, moment by moment, we continuously create and experience countless impressions, natural thoughts, and emotions that reflect how we perceive and interpret the world around us. Yet, seldom do we truly pause to examine and evaluate them objectively. Let me illustrate this with a situation from my own life. One day, as the morning sunlight crept through the curtains, I woke up to find a message from a colleague. I opened it and read, "We need to discuss this project." A feeling of unease began to stir within me. My heart raced, a sense of worry and fear permeated my body. But then I started to apply reason to the matter. I calmly reassessed the situation, asking key questions. Why does he want to discuss this project? Have I done something wrong? I felt besieged by negative thoughts and uncertainties. That was an impression, an instantaneous reaction, not based on any specific information, only on feelings and quick deductions. However, I decided not to let myself be governed by those initial emotions. Instead, I resolved to apply reason to the situation. I began to think calmly and pose important questions. Why does my colleague want to discuss this project? What information have I gathered about this project? And how can I better understand his request from his perspective? Through this process of reflection, I realized that the project was actually progressing well, and my colleague simply wanted to discuss some ideas to further improve it. In this way, I could identify and address the issue rationally, not letting negative emotions dictate my decisions. Through this experience, I've come to realize that paying attention to and reflecting on our impressions, then applying reason, not only helps you break free from feeling stuck, but also opens a new door to approaching life more positively and consciously. Attending to your impressions may be challenging, but it is also a rewarding journey. By taking time each day to reflect and evaluate your emotions and thoughts, you not only learn to face life more powerfully and confidently, but also discover profound insights about yourself and the world around you. I believe this is the key to truly effecting sustainable change in life. even within just a week. Number 3. Reflect on your interconnectedness. On the continued journey of applying Stoic philosophy to every aspect of daily life, I have not only discovered profound truths, but also broadened my perspective on the complex relationship between the self and the surrounding environment. A key insight I have come to understand is that this connection is not merely an abstract concept, but truly an integral part nurtured through every decision and personal perception. Stoic philosophy emphasizes awakening to the self as an inseparable part, which has led me to a deeper awareness of my role in the grand scheme of the universe. The early days of this journey witnessed significant shifts in how I approach and perceive life. Each morning, I begin with a moment of stillness, where my soul becomes awake and focused on listing 3 things I am grateful for. This not only uplifts my mood as I step into a new day, but also expands my outlook beyond the self, helping me recognize the undeniable interdependence between myself and the world. Practicing observation and awareness of the impact of each of my actions has been a journey of profound lessons and meanings for my life. From small acts like reducing plastic usage to larger actions like positively interacting with those around me, each action is a testament to my responsibility and mindfulness. Engaging in community and charitable activities is not only an opportunity for me to contribute to society, but also expands my understanding of the interconnectedness between human beings. These experiences have made me realize the true value of sharing and supporting, as well as fostering a strong sense of purpose and meaning in life. Whenever I take the time to admire the beauty of nature, from strolling in the park to gazing at the sky, I feel a sense of wonder and a sacred connection between humans and the natural world. These experiences are not only rewards for my soul, but also serve as encouragement and strong motivation for me to continue acting and spreading the values I believe in. It is a long journey, but each step brings joy and true meaning to my life. Lastly, sharing my thoughts and emotions with loved ones and friends not only deepens our relationship, but also creates a space for us to reflect together and appreciate the connection we have with each other and the world around us. Reflecting on the self's connection to everything around me has helped me become more grateful and aware of my impact on the world, as well as instilling a strong sense of purpose and connection. This continues to reaffirm an important lesson of Stoicism. Each of us is greater than ourselves, and our actions have the power to change the world. Number 4, differentiate between what you can and can't control. Discussion on habit number 4. Let's explore an important lesson from Stoic philosophy, the dichotomy of control. Here, we will learn how to identify and categorize what is within our control, factors that we can influence or change, and what is outside of our control, things that cannot be changed, no matter how much effort or desire we put forth. In the process of self-discovery and seeking the meaning of life, I have gradually realized that true power comes from distinguishing clearly between what we can control and what we cannot. This is not only a means to optimize our resources, but also a way to reduce stress and worry so that we can live more freely and peacefully. For example, my health is something I can actively improve. I eat healthily, exercise regularly, and take care of my well-being even when I am sick. Conversely, other people's opinions of me are something I cannot control. I have experienced periods of disappointment and hurt when feeling betrayed by friends I trusted. However, instead of getting angry and blaming, I chose to redirect my focus to building new relationships and maintaining my integrity. I behaved politely and carefully, and always remembered that respecting others' time is a way to show respect for them. To practice the dichotomy of control, I started by spending a certain amount of time each day to identify and record the situations I encountered, from daily minor challenges to major and challenging events. I tried to classify them into two types: things I can influence and things I cannot. This helped me focus my energy and mind on goals and activities that can be effective, instead of wasting time and mental energy on things that cannot be changed. I learned to accept and focus on what I can do. As I did this, I felt a lightness and clarity of mind, helping me make more rational and effective decisions. However, emotions are also an important part of helping me distinguish between what we can and cannot control. This helped me reduce stress and worry. Instead, I felt confident and peaceful in my soul. Instead of feeling helpless in difficult situations, I felt stronger and more patient in facing them. With Stoicism, distinguishing between what we can and cannot control is not only a means to create effectiveness and peace in life, but also a way to discover the power and autonomy of oneself. It is a journey that I hope will spread positive influences and change the lives of those around me. Number 5. Focus on virtue and character. Not only myself, but almost all of us often direct our gaze outward, seeking answers in material possessions and societal achievements. However, a truth proven over thousands of years of human history and from Stoic philosophy, the secret to change and happiness lies in focusing on the development of virtues and personal character. Every journey begins with a single step, and the first step in making significant life changes is self-inquiry. Over a week, I practiced asking myself, which virtues are most important to me? This question is not merely a reflective exercise. It is a commitment to living a meaningful life and shaping it according to my values. Having identified the virtues I value, the next step is to translate values into action. I set daily action goals, however small, that reflect a commitment to nurture and embody those virtues. It could be as simple as choosing to speak up for truth in a difficult situation, or just maintaining composure in the face of a challenge. Specifically, in a work meeting, when a colleague was unfairly blamed for a mistake they didn't make, I decided not to stay silent. Despite knowing that this could create tension or alienate some people, I chose to stand up and speak the truth, advocating for fairness, or in another situation, facing a sudden flight delay. Instead of showing frustration and impatience towards airport staff, I chose to remain calm, showing empathy and controlling my emotions. Each such action is not only a step towards building virtue, but also a building block in all our lives. Furthermore, I've learned that we don't always need to be the best. What's more important is to become the best version of ourselves. This not only helps me feel more at peace with myself, but also helps me build sincere and deep relationships with others. Therefore, my life is measured not only by successes, but also by experiences, lessons, and relationships that I've built and developed. Developing virtues and personal character requires time, patience, and perseverance. It's not an overnight journey of change, but a long-term process of self-improvement. In every challenge and difficulty, you'll find yourself stronger, more resilient, and ready to face any hardships and challenges life throws at you. Ultimately, living by virtues and personal character not only changes yourself, but also how the world perceives you. When you act based on values, you not only attract like-minded individuals, but also become a source of inspiration for those around you. The power of positive change begins from within you and can spread outward, creating a wave of change and happiness. By focusing on building and developing virtues and personal character, you're not only making changes in your own life, but also contributing to creating a better world. Remember, every step brings about powerful and lasting changes in your life. By applying habit number 5, you'll discover the true value of living a meaningful life, not just for yourself, but also for those around you. Number 6, maintain an objective perspective. When I began my journey of life transformation just within a week, the 6th habit, with its most invisible yet potent power, was maintaining an objective perspective. This is not merely a habit, it's the essence of spiritual freedom, a genuine way of living that enables us to confront the world not just with our hearts, but also with sharp minds. In daily life, it's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of emotions, prejudices, and egos, but as I learned to approach every event and every challenge from multiple angles, the space within my soul suddenly expanded. I began to realize that to maintain an objective viewpoint, I needed to listen more and observe more so that all multidimensional information could be received and processed fairly. I learned to detach myself from emotional situations and to see everything from an outsider's perspective. This not only helped me minimize the impact of unnecessary emotional turmoil, but also opened up a vast space for thoughtful consideration where every decision was carefully and comprehensively weighed. I also learned that in this world, nothing is absolute. This acceptance not only softens the edges of life, but also makes me more flexible and adaptable in thinking, ready to embrace and adapt to any changes. By practicing critical thinking, asking questions, and constantly seeking evidence, I gradually realized the value of challenging myself and existing beliefs. Through this, I not only discovered new truths about the world around me, but also about myself, about the boundaries and potentials that seem to have been predetermined. When applying to maintain an objective perspective as a habit in life, I feel a change not only externally, but also deep within. Objectivity helps me face every challenge calmly and maturely. It also opens up a serene mental space where my soul can freely soar, unburdened by unnecessary anxieties and fears. Like Seneca, a talented Stoic philosopher, once said, "To bear trials with a calm mind robs misfortune of its strength and burden." That is the most valuable lesson Stoicism has taught me, and I hope it will also inspire you on your journey to finding meaning and happiness in life. Applying the method of maintaining an objective perspective is not a quick process, especially in today's anxious and chaotic world. However, I find that even the simplest steps bring positive changes in my thinking, relationships, and my ability to recover. By spending 5 to 10 minutes each morning to reflect objectively, envision challenges, and focus on rationality, my days become wonderful and more productive. Maintaining an objective perspective is not just a challenge, it's an ongoing journey of self-discovery and rediscovery of the world around us. Every day, I learn to embrace life with an open heart and a peaceful soul, no matter how turbulent the storms of life may be. That's the secret that helped me change my life in just a week and continues to drive my growth every day. Number 7. Practice voluntary discomfort. In a world where comfort and convenience seem to be the standard way of living, consciously choosing discomfort becomes a bold but meaningful step. Voluntarily practicing discomfort or willingly experiencing difficulty is not only an act of self-challenge, but also a profound lesson in reshaping how we perceive life, surpassing limits, and discovering infinite inner strength. I have tried starting my day not with a hot cup of coffee and a warm breakfast, but with a cold shower. The sensation of cold water starting from my toes and spreading throughout my body not only tests my endurance, but also stimulates my mind, making me alert and ready to face the challenges of the new day. I have also practiced giving up the habit of daily Uber rides to walk or bike to work. This is not only a measure to save finances, but also a way for me to improve my health, patience, and ability to plan each day meticulously. The initial hardship I experienced was quickly replaced by a sense of satisfaction with myself and discoveries about the world around me that I had previously overlooked. Each voluntary practice of discomfort is not only a challenge to oneself, but also a lesson in patience, perseverance, and exploration of one's limits. Indeed, as you gradually overcome discomfort and find joy in difficult experiences, you will realize that true happiness and freedom do not come from sitting in your comfort zone, but from immersing yourself in new experiences and discovering the strength and resilience within yourself. Through practicing voluntary discomfort, I have not only strengthened my willpower and mental strength, but also learned to appreciate the little things in life, from a hot meal to a comfortable bed. This has helped me develop a soul rich in gratitude, always seeing value in every little thing. As a result, through practicing voluntary discomfort, you not only learn to face and adapt to life's challenges, but also discover that true power and happiness lie in accepting and surpassing your limits. This is not just a lesson in resilience, but also a journey of self-discovery, opening the door to spiritual freedom and profound contentment. As you gradually learn to seek out and embrace discomfort, you not only become stronger in the face of adversity, but also develop a positive outlook and gratitude for life. I've shared with you 7 powerful habits that have transformed my life in just 1 week. From focusing on the first impression to concentrating on virtues and personal resilience, each habit has opened up a new door, helping me perceive and experience life in a deeper and more meaningful way. But the journey doesn't end here. Every day, every moment is an opportunity to continue applying, experimenting, and developing these habits, and turning them into an indispensable part of your life. Remember, change doesn't happen overnight, but every smallest step brings you closer to the best version of yourself. If you feel inspired by these habits, please like, comment on the habit you want to practice or have already changed you in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any future videos we share. Together, we not only learn Stoic philosophy, but also apply it to our daily lives, creating positive and sustainable changes. Thank you for accompanying me on this journey. Keep exploring, practicing, and sharing, because each of us has the power to transform life in the most amazing ways. It's time to start from zero and make significant changes from small habits.